And now, Kyle and Steven present another episode of the Go F Yourself podcast.
It's Fix.
Really? Well, that's embarrassing. The Go Fix Yourself podcast.
Last podcast of 2021, baby. Here we are.
Going into 2022.
Two.
Hopefully it's not part 2 of 2020.
You've been seeing those
Yeah.
memes. It's like, oh, you
20.
know how 2022 is pronounced 2020. TOO2. And it's like,
And I say bring it. I say bring it on.
2020 only made me stronger.
Exactly.
If we have another one, it'll just make me the strongest.
I have so many antibodies in me right now. I'm stronger than anybody.
Dude, I just got I got boosted.
You got freshly boosted.
I am turboed up. I'm Turbo Man.
It's, I'm going to get my booster eventually. I have
Yeah.
not yet. I haven't scheduled it, but I am ready for them to put another needle in me. I feel like trash usually about 12 hours later.
I was gonna say that's what happened to me last night.
Yeah. And it's all good.
Yeah, it wasn't great just because it was definitely comforting being like, all right, I know it's working.
Yeah.
I know it's doing its
Well, we
thing.
think it's working.
Well, yeah, at least
We're
that's
not
what
doctors.
Yeah.
We're just going, we're
Yeah.
going by what we hear.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it definitely was a fun experience last night. But now I'm feeling ready to conquer the world, just one mask at a time.
I know. I am looking forward to closing this year off. I feel like looking back at me, I can't believe you missed that. You missed your song.
I'm sorry. I just realized your knob was down.
My knob. What's wrong with my knob?
It was just down. I was like, man, you're
It's
really quiet.
never down.
You're really quiet.
Okay, now I'm.
You hear
I
it
can
now.
feel myself now.
Yeah.
Looking at 2021, I feel good about it, but I feel more excited about 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I always feel excited about the next year coming because I'm like, this could be it.
Well, I think what we should do for this episode is I think we should maybe take a little bit look back at what we've done personally. Like, so we a couple of weeks ago we talked about podcast wise, like what we talked about,
Sure.
what we did. Maybe personally, let's look back at our favorite things that we've done, and then maybe 2022. What's the goals or like just stuff that you want to start working on more?
Sure.
Right.
Well, looking at 2021, I think I had some huge jumps in just learning more about myself and like what makes me happy. The whole we talked video stuff a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? That is something I enjoy doing for free, like where I'm not getting paid.
Isn't that a weird thing where you're like, I don't need to get paid for this,
Right.
but
Well, I'd love to.
I would say, that's
it's
the
different.
whole goal.
I'd love to get paid to do a lot of things that I don't get paid
What's
for.
one thing that just comes to mind that you just love to get paid for?
Eating tacos on Tuesday.
You do love your taco Tuesday.
I know. I had a chimichanga today, actually.
Yeah.
And it was delicious.
Oh, well, I'm so glad to
I'm not
hear
going to
that.
tell you what day it is while we're recording this, but
I was going to say, don't peek
gave it
behind
away.
the curtain. Don't peek behind the curtain.
yeah. So like figuring out stuff that I love doing that I don't need to be paid for is a good route
Yeah.
to finding like what you're passionate about. I took a lot better control of my health this year, I feel
You
like.
really did.
Or at least understanding what I need to do.
Yeah, I think if you look at like a year ago when we started this, it was like, I think we were both kind of in the
We were
same
both
place.
not doing when are you going to work out? When do you work out?
Exactly. But now it's like, I see you and I'm like, damn, I need to get on top of it. Because, hey, are you still working out like 3 times a week still?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm doing the Peloton
training?
mainly every day, almost the Peloton, and then
How
Monday,
long?
Wednesday.
How long are you doing this Peloton thing for?
Anywhere from 20 to 45 minutes.
20 to ball tingliness.
Yeah,
To
until my
numbness.
taint goes numb.
I was gonna say, what is that? 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Sometimes that happens within the first 3 minutes.
Anywhere from 10 minutes to numbness.
Yeah, I would say once it goes numb, then you're on the run. Like you're good to go for hours. You don't feel it.
If that keeps happening, will that like
Damage you
Yeah.
for sure. I haven't had it since that one time.
Okay, good.
I do a lot of shifting now. Like if I ever feel like I'm sitting too much on my taint.
On the ball sack.
No, it's not sitting on your balls. It's on your taint.
Oh, it's on your
That's where the
taint.
nerve is. Your
I guess that
perineal
makes-
nerve. And so if you
Oh.
sit on it, they
Okay,
talk
that
about you
makes
got to
sense.
shift your hips back on those saddle.
Shift your hips. Shift
It's
your
very
hips.
sexual. But
Okay, I'm into it. I like sex
so,
stuff.
Yeah, me too. So yeah, just like health, finding
Yeah.
hobbies that I like to do for free. And I don't know. This year felt productive, but
It did, didn't it?
I don't know if it was like the best year I ever had.
I mean, I like to think it's pretty damn good. But-
I'm not saying it was bad. I just like, it's not one that I'm going to be like, 2021 was
Oh yeah.
an absolute banger.
It was like I sold my business. I did
Right,
the,
right.
you know. Yeah, I get that.
Everything's building up to something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. I think we took the last several months. We worked on our videos, and we've been talking about doing videos for years and years and years.
Yeah. And we
So I think
finally,
that was definitely a big thing on my list. That was like a big old check mark. Like
Yeah.
done. We're doing it. We're getting it done.
yeah, I
And
would
we're
say
only
the
gonna get better.
posting content, as both of us have been kind of laying low in that world
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
for like what feels like almost 2 years.
Yeah,
Like,
or more for me.
Yeah, like I feel like I held on a little longer than you, like posting golf stuff, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like, and then I kind of got in the same thing where I'm like, I don't feel like posting jack.
Yeah. It's just we got. I mean, for me, it was also I got burnt out on the numbers.
Yeah,
Because I mean, and we've talked about it a lot on here, and we don't have to go into it because it's kind of boring for some people who aren't interested in it. But they were changing consistently, so it would be like, oh man, I'm getting so many views and so many likes, and it's like, okay,
Right.
things are good and everything is perfect. And you keep going, and then all of a sudden, like, it just starts to go down for no apparent reason, and you're just like, what is like. Man, I swear that they do that on purpose to like, you know,
Yeah.
be like, try harder, you know. So then you start posting more because you think
or
that's
pay
gonna
us
help.
for ads or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
So it's like I think they do that on purpose. It's like, all right, we're gonna slow them down, as you know, so they
Yeah.
post more. But really,
That-
it's actually working against
That
the-
was our
the
problem.
app.
We were too hot. You know, Facebook and Instagram had to slow us down. They're like, oh, I see these two guys from Alaska. Let's pump the brakes on those two. We don't want them getting too cocky.
Yeah. Oh man.
I remember getting that email. I do.
Yeah.
Well, how about you? Like, what
past? Yeah. So I mean, of course, it's
You
like
had kind of a big year, though.
I did. I think I had a lot of stuff happen, but I also was working on a lot of stuff. So I think, like, you know, of course, the videos that we do is pretty great. I think the podcast is great. Like, I actually journaled about this yesterday. I'm like 3 pages away from finishing a journal. So I'm like trying to like fill in as much. I'm like, I'm going to finish
Right.
you by the end of the year. And it's like, we're getting there. And so I think one of the biggest things was, first off, my relationship with
Yeah, I was
Alicia.
going to say, your personal life took some leaps and bounds.
Big. You know, we got engaged. That was like the most iconic moment in my entire life. But also, I think growing as a relationship, right? So this has been my first real serious big relationship, and I think it's just learning and growing with each other, and it's not just about me anymore. And so I think that was a big mind shift this year, and I'm kind of loving it. Not kind of, I'm loving it.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way to say it. Like, a lot of people, like, you can always be honest with me, but like marriage and relationships and all that stuff is not always all roses
But I mean, I think that's kind of the thing is like whenever, I mean, this is getting real, but like whenever there was a relationship in the past and then was starting to get serious or would get an argument, I'd be like, see ya, peace. So I mean, like for me, like having this relationship and being like, no, this is worth like pushing through these hard times.
Yeah.
That's huge. So that was
I agree.
that was a big growth mindset for me. But I mean, like, you know, that was a big thing. And then seeing my family more than once a year. I think I've said this multiple times. I think I said last podcast too. It's like I've only seen my parents and my family once a year, and then that's like 10% rest of your life. You know what I mean, or something like that. And so I saw them, or I'm going to see them 3 times this year. So, which is really kind of good, making that more of an effort. So I did that. Also went to Hawaii twice.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
It was just like a lot of I don't know.
There's just a lot of different things that happen. Because I even felt like I traveled. Yeah, I was I did Hawaii. I went to Arizona. Like just the whole year flew by with like a bunch of random things.
Well, and also I got more intentional with the content I'm making. So instead of just being like, yeah, I'll make a video for you, or yeah, I'll make a video for it. It's like I started shifting my brain to be like, every piece of content that I make, whether it's for this company or this person or this brand, is like, I want it to be like something I can add to my portfolio.
Right.
So I think for a while there, I was saying yes to everything, even if I didn't like it or if I didn't like the process. And then it would come out, they would love it, but I would not like the process. I wouldn't like the end result. And so I think I've shifted and been like, okay, everything I do, I'm going to enjoy, but I'm also going to like work on it so I can be like, look at what I've made to the world. And so I think that was a huge shift in my head too. So I started actually making the work that I wanted to create to get paid for it, which is also beautiful.
Yeah, I think 2021, I mean, really, when we start talking about it, was a pretty big year. Mm-hmm. I mean, kind of a...
Oh, I mean, we got new artwork.
Oh, yeah.
We got a new intro.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the podcast really hit its stride this year.
We were solid 10 downloads a week.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're just over a year old with the podcast.
50. This is episode 54.
54,
the last episode of the year.
Yeah, and it's like, this is one thing that, 2 years ago, or 2 or 3 years ago, we tried to start, and we're like, oh, this will be our thing as a podcast.
Yeah.
And we dropped the ball 10 episodes in.
Yeah.
And it's like, now I think we're more mature, more focused on what we want to do, because I do feel like father time is creeping up. So we're always like, now we just got to do it.
Yeah.
And not
keep
delaying.
That's why I'm proud of us, because, I mean, like, I can even pinpoint to the day where, I don't know the exact date, but
so you're a liar.
Ghost punchers. Ghost punchers.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I remember exactly where we were, and you came, like, we were talking out that idea for a video.
I feel like that was
potential
at Kalani,
video,
but I could be.
It was at this is old school, my old place when I lived with Adam and Joel, the Headings.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so we were over there for some odd reason. I can't remember. I mean, I was
we were
living
watching movie. Yes.
And then you, I think it was you coming up with like a funny idea, and then we started riffing out like ideas, and then it was like, okay, well, and then the next year we would revisit it, and then the year after that we'd revisit it, but we never made anything.
Right.
And so it's like that had to have been 8, 9.
Yeah, I feel like it was after Seattle. Though,
yeah.
Right.
Okay, so maybe this.
Well,
was
maybe. Because I recall, but
actually,
regardless,
no,
it was a long time.
This was before Seattle.
Yeah.
This was before Seattle. So yeah, it was a long time ago. So it's just like it feels really good to be like, we're doing these little videos.
Yeah, you have an idea, and
we have a home for this. Kyle and Steven Presents on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and TikTok
and
all the stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not saying for the people that they should go follow and sub and like, but you should do that. You should go and do it.
2021, I mean, is coming to an end, so now we got to start looking forward to what 2022 is going to be bringing. And it's, I do like looking at the new year because the possibilities are really endless.
Bro, there's something about this time of year. First off, I'm a sucker for Christmas, dude.
I know.
You
love those mistletoes.
I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker.
I don't know how you turned that into weird. I'm a sucker. I love to suck. God. I've never heard somebody brag so hard
leave
about
it
that.
to Steven.
Yeah.
No, I love Christmas, so it always gets me excited because it's like, leaving for the week or 2 weeks, and then family and just the whole.
You just hope your family's gonna leave you home alone for the day. Yeah.
Just the whole aspect of it, but then also looking towards like this next year and being like, okay, what did I do this year that I really liked? What do I want? How do I want to do more of it? I've got ideas.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I hope you do.
What? Yeah, I'm not gonna say them. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. What? Let's talk about them. What are you thinking as far as this new year? This new year, 2022.
I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker
what are you
for
looking,
2022.
What are you looking forward to? What are you hoping to achieve?
Yeah, I thought about this earlier a bit, and we've talked about this many times about how I'm not a New Year's resolution or like goals.
No goals. Yep.
Nothing like that. And I read something that kind of hit the nail on the head for me, which was you don't need to write down your goals. If you were writing them down, you already know what they are. So what's the point in writing them down? And I get the idea of writing down seals them and blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, yeah, I know what I want to be doing. But one of them was
Share with the class.
Specifically.
Share with the class.
Was I want to, at the end of 2022, is to look at every video we've done like prior to March. I'll give ourselves to March. Everything before March, I want to be ashamed of. In essence, like I want to look back and be like, "That's crap. And that's terrible quality."
I mean, it's a weird thing to say, but I do like where your head's
because I
at.
look
like
at
it.
a lot of my old content. I look at some of our old videos, like the cut and caliber stuff that we did. We thought it was so great at the moment. And now we're just like.
But see, here's the thing: we're always in pursuit of excellence, and we're also the harshest critics of ourselves.
Right.
But so, like, we show an old video to someone now, they'd be like, "That's great."
Maybe.
But to us, we'd be like, "We could have done this better. We could have done this better." We've learned so much more. You know what I mean? So we have so much more
through
experience.
Failing. I mean, even if it wasn't failing, like I just want to, at the end of 2022, I want to be disgusted with everything we've ever done.
Okay. All right.
And I want to be disgusted because we've grown so much and we've gotten so much better at the craft and essentially I'm looking at every video we made, whether it's a success or failure as learning. And like people are afraid to put out trash. And so they just don't do it.
Yeah.
And I just want to be like, I don't care if it's trash, whatever, if it's great, awesome, but it's going to keep getting better.
Yep.
So that's kind of like my goal is at the end of the year, we should be putting out gold.
I like that. I mean, I would love to even say like by the summer.
Well, that's why I'm giving ourselves till like, I want to look, because once I think we hit like April, May, June, I feel like we should be having a pretty good
idea of what we're doing and how we're doing
hopefully.
it. But I mean, also I see like, so we came out with 3 videos for Halloween or, these last 3 months, right? And then that was because it was like a holidays. We were like, let's just do 3 holiday videos and let's do it. Let's end it there. But I think now we can be like, we don't need to do 1 a month. We can do a little bit more. I mean, like we just did one.
Whatever, yeah.
Exactly. We did one. It was like Tuesday afternoon. I came over, we filmed it, and then like had it edited. Now I edited it forever just because I wanted it to be perfect because that's how I roll, baby. But in my head, we can do that more and more and more and more.
Yeah, you could do a video a week if like you could do whatever.
You see, so it kind of stems. One of the things I want to get better at is writing.
Sure.
Because one of the things I'm like, I want to do better is like I want to write scripts. I want to like get better at visualizing writing and all that stuff. But I'm not like, when I sit down, I'm like blank page.
Yeah.
Ugh. You know what I mean? Sometimes it just like hits me hard, and I'm like, just like the blinking little like dash. It's like, what are you going to say? What are you going to say? So I want to get better at that and like writing better videos, writing better scripts or whatever. I just want to get better at that. That's that's a personal goal.
Yeah. Like I was watching and I sent you that link to the Always Sunny, their pilot episode for the show. And essentially they were just like, we had this idea where one of the characters is telling the other guy that he has cancer.
Yeah.
And the other guy just wants to get out of the room as quick as possible.
Yeah.
And so like there's this funny, edgy idea, but like it's the dialogue that really, made it. And so I don't know how much of that was probably scripted or just kind of off
improv.
Yeah. But it's like that's either you're really gifted at coming up with stuff on the spot or you are going to have to come up with some sort of dialogue between characters. And it's like that's something I think we could all improve on.
I know. I think I'm excited about that, and that brings another thing too. It's like improv. I talked about this last episode, but it was like that is another thing that like for some reason, you know how like I don't know, when you buy like say you buy a new car, and then like when you're driving, you're like, oh, hey, there's my car, same color and everything. Like it just all of a sudden starts popping up. Like you start to see more of them. Like when I got a Volkswagen Tiguan, I loved the car, but I'd be like, oh my goodness, there's one. Oh,
Right.
oh my goodness, there's one. And you just start to see them, even though you've been driving around them the whole time. Like improv is like that for me right now because I'm like, oh, it's been there. I know Will Ferrell was in the club. I know,
Most comedians.
Melissa
have
McCarthy.
done-
Like I know most comedians are coming out of these like, SNL, all these people are coming out of these like Second City and Upright and all that stuff. And then like, but it just like constantly keeps showing up in my world recently. And so it's almost like, man, there's something there. Like going to improv class or like working on improv or just, working on becoming funnier and more quick.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it would help our videos. I think it would help me. And like, that one class I did, I talked about it a few months ago, I guess it was. It was like October, maybe before. But it was like, it was fun. It really was.
Yeah, I mean, it's different and it's probably very awkward at first and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I was just watching a show that my wife had on and I just caught it out of the corner of my eye. The guy's like, yeah, I'm a stand-up comic here trying to make it in Austin. And so they show his set and he's like, oh man, I just really hope I don't bomb tonight. And he gets up there and they filmed it to make it look like he bombed. And I mean, he may have, but like they just keep showing the crowd like not laughing. And it was just like, that's what I feel like is almost necessary to get better at that kind of stuff. Is you have to find out. And he even said at the end, he's like, these stand-up routines, they make me understand that I'm not as funny as I thought I was. Because there's very few people in the world that don't think they're funny.
Well, and there's also very few people that can go up on stage.
Well, right. But like everybody's like, I'm funny, I could do that.
Laugh.
Like I think everybody has that. I would be lying if I said I've never thought that. But
I've totally thought that.
Right.
I've always thought like it would be a ton of fun just to go up there and just kill
make
it.
everybody laugh.
But then like there
Get drinks
but
all night.
Here's another thing too. Like when I'm trying to like write bits or like write comedy ideas, I'm like, well, that's an interesting idea, and I'm like, how can this be a funny comedic idea? I'm like, I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. Like it's just like I would never be able to like get up in front of an audience and just be like.
I mean, if
I control you.
You're truly like making up everything.
Yeah.
Like it's obviously not good to steal jokes, but you're like, okay, so this bit is really funny, so I'm going to lead off with this. And I mean, to flow into other bits and then, hopefully I like the comedians that bring in the people in the audience.
Dude, I can't imagine a whole hour and a half of doing that. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, there's no comedian that starts off even close to that.
Well, and that's another thing too. Like some other podcasts I listen to, they're like, I started doing stand up, 1 minute, 2 minutes here.
Like 3 minutes is kind of a long time.
I was like in my head, I'm like 3 minutes is nothing. But then you think about it, you get up there and you're like, 3 minutes is like if you just went up to like in front of a stage and just sat there silent and like everybody is watching you for 3 minutes. That's a long time.
Yeah.
It's a very long time.
I would agree. I mean, public speaking is not a lot of people's strong suits. And if you have to give a 5-minute talk, that feels like eternity.
Yep. So anyway, improv is one of the things I want to get better at this year. And then there is a local Anchorage class. I think he's still doing it. And I think I want to like start inviting people because it would be fun to do.
Like a bunch of people.
Yeah. I mean, like it would be cool like if you came over.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would totally do it.
You should do it with me. Do it with me.
Do it. And then we could do improv.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
And then we'll be Anchorage's improv upright brigade.
Yeah, that'll be our name.
Yeah. No,
We're the improv.
I just think it would be really fun, but I think it would benefit our videos and our comedy writing.
We're the perverts. I would try it for sure. This is one thing that I have that I suffer from with just in general with classes or anything like that is that our are experts here in such a small city.
Oh,
I
yeah.
always worry that they're not the best, and that is no like insult to anybody, but like I'm just
Oh,
like,
it's a big insult.
oh, I don't care. If competition is low, generally it's
Yeah.
for, like,
Yep.
I mean, I even worry about that with like doctors or anybody. I'm like,
Yeah,
do
but I
have
mean,
to-
like even like they tell you, if you want to make a course online, like you don't need to be the best at it. You just need to be better than the person you're teaching.
true, yeah.
So
yeah.
it's like,
I mean, get
like
that.
it's like even if they're just one little step up from us, then like it's still worth learning from them, just because they're already that one step ahead. Then maybe we meet them and then we're like, okay, well, where's the next step?
Yeah,
That's
No,
how I
mean,
visualize it.
It certainly could be like that. I guess I like come from different worlds, like golf coaches. I'm always like,
okay, yeah, I
what
could
do
see
you
that.
actually know that you're
Yeah.
just like not regurgitating?
Are you in the PGA Tour?
Well, you wouldn't want somebody on the PGA. That's exactly it. Like you want somebody that's an expert teacher, not an expert player.
Oh,
And so
yeah,
that's
see,
like
that's something I would
improv.
not
Like
know.
you wouldn't go to, let's say Charlie Day. Like maybe he's not a great teacher, even though he's hilarious. Like if he has no way to convey
Yeah.
that to you, then what good is it to you?
That's a good point. Yeah.
So that's what I always worry about is like, do I want to like go see this person and then like they're teaching me crap?
I mean, I think it's well,
That's always a risk,
yeah,
no matter what.
I think that's anything. I mean, like it's going to high school, going to class. It's like they're just teaching crap. Like
they are not.
I mean, like you don't know. You don't know.
Well, sure. And so
I'm not saying that teachers are teaching crap.
you
I'm just
literally said on
just-
our podcast,
just
teachers
got-
are useless.
I just called out all teachers.
Yeah.
No, I
He was homeschooled, by the way. He was homeschooled. That's a diss on his own mother.
oh mom, no, that was not. Don't.
I
No,
heard it.
No.
No
I
Christmas
did not
presents for
mean-
you.
I did not mean it.
Right now, she's just tossing presents in the fireplace. Well, I guess Steven doesn't need a book.
Just throwing them away.
Yeah.
Like stomping them.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more than happy to go. I am sorry that I said anything about anybody that's an expert at their field. I'll try you once.
Anything else you want to work on for 2022?
I just.
So I mean, we talked mostly about like a little bit of goals, but like let's talk about like health goals. Like what do you want to fix right now? Like something that's in your life. Like let's actually bring the title of this podcast into
go
our
fix
conversation. What do you want to fix about yourself, Kyle?
I mean, I don't. In health wise, I just like don't have any like specific weight loss goals or anything like that. I think I'm just gonna keep going, keep doing
Yeah.
what I'm doing. I think I'm on the right track. It's just gonna take time because I'm not trying to do anything super crazy. I'm not trying to lose 30 pounds in a month or something like that. So
Yeah.
it's gonna take time. I would like to just maybe start doing a little bit more protection from like cancer stuff. I started thinking about that stuff, even like being 35. Like, do I need to go get like my testicles checked out, or like,
Yeah.
do I need to
Get a
like,
finger up the butt.
Yeah, like any
Yeah.
of that stuff. Like, I'm like, you always read about people that find out they have cancer too late, and then they're like, oh, you have.
Bro, that has been, I don't know, there's some word for it, but that has been like something that has plagued my being for years.
Plagued
Is
your
like
being. All right.
that's a weird way to say it, but it's just like it's plagued my mind for so many
Sure.
years and being like, I could have cancer right now and I have no idea.
Right.
You know,
I mean, that is
scares the crap out of me.
I mean, that's like the $1 trillion idea is like cancer, like early cancer detection.
Yeah.
And I mean, if like we could figure out somewhat, not us, because we're obviously not ever gonna figure that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I just start thinking like, do I feel weird? Am I sleeping normal? Just trying to be more aware of how I should be feeling, and if any of that's off, like spend the money and go get
Yep.
it checked out, because like you're gonna find out now that you have a fiance and perhaps a family one day, is like you kind of play a more important role than just to yourself now.
Yeah.
And so that is weird.
Responsibility.
Because
What's that?
for the longest time, I could care less if I ever died. Like,
Oh, it's so sad.
I know, but like
So
I'm so
sad.
morbid. Like even when I was telling you about my allergic reaction I had. Like
Yeah.
just laying there thinking about
This is it.
This is it.
This is it. This
I
is how
just
I'm gonna
looked up
die.
at the lights and I was just like I'm gonna. This is how many people I've laid here looking like straight up and then they just die. And I was just like not afraid, not scared. I was just like, that's a bummer. Like this is not how I wanted to go out. But now I feel so bad. I didn't even think about anybody. I just thought about like, oh, I'm gonna die. Like I didn't think about like, oh, I'm gonna miss my whole family. And I was just like, I'm gonna die. But now I have to think about that more. Like I have kids, I have a wife. I need to make sure to take. So I'm just gonna try to live a long life and try to stop from dying early. So
that's good. Dying early is definitely a fear of mine for sure.
I think if your life sucks, then like it's not so bad to die early. But like if you're doing a lot of stuff that like you care about, you should try to live like responsibly long.
Yeah, I could see that. That's definitely something I want to fix in myself too. Is like health stuff. Like I want to get better at working out. I need to find like what fuels me because I feel like every time I'm going to work out, it's because I'm like, I want to lose weight, I want to look better, I want to be muscular, and it's like those are all horrible reasons because clearly
I want to look great naked.
Well, I mean, that I'm there already.
Never have sex with the lights on.
I'm already there. I'm already there. No, because it's like I feel like you're always like working on stuff, and then
you don't realize you should start working out till you like something's like bad, and you're like, oh, I need to fix my love handles, so I'm gonna start working out.
Yeah, and so I think I want to get better at that, but also it's like having these like stupid little like, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds, 15 pounds, or whatever. It's just like that's not longevity. No. That's not gonna like stick. It's like you might lose 10 pounds, but then like you might put it back on within a week. Like it's not, I want to like get healthy and have it stick and find something I like.
Yeah. It just has to become.
Whatever that is.
Yeah. I truly believe that it has to just become a habit.
Yeah.
And unfortunately you just have to do it a lot to become a habit.
Yeah. And so whatever that is to like, whatever something I can find that I like, that it's enjoyable, that, becomes a habit. Like I love running in the summers, but then in the winters I don't do crap. Or I haven't been doing crap in a long time anyway. So it's like, what is something I can hold on to and be excited about and be like, I have to do this today because I'm like, it helps my mental state, whatever. I'll find that. Another thing I want to get better at that I've been realizing I'm really poor at, even though like I used to think I was really good at, is like charging what I'm worth.
Yeah, you're good at telling other people to charge what they're worth.
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing I've realized that I do a lot because of Alicia and because of a TikTok guy, Darren. Have I told you about him?
He's got 3 first names.
Yeah, that's his TikTok handle. I think it's Darren. Anyway, he has like I think I've sent you some of his TikTok because it's just like he's just a phenomenal storyteller. But anyway, he's like one of my he has this little short film on TikTok. Is like one of my pet peeves is not talking to someone, but then having them tell you what you should do. And then like while we were watching this TikTok video, Alicia looks at me and she's like, "That's you." And I'm like, "Damn it, you're right." I always tell people like,
"Shut up, woman." You don't tell me what to do. Yeah.
No, but I do that a lot. Is like I'm like hey, you should. Oh, you like doing this? You should start a business.
Right.
Or
you're the hype guy. Like,
because I'm like I see it as like I love being my own boss, and I want other people to feel this way too.
Sure.
But also, it's not for everybody. It's like it's not for the people that don't want security or whatever. Like if you want security, maybe being your own boss is not the way to go. But I'm also like, I like to see my friends succeed. But so when it comes to like charging stuff, it's like, I do have high prices for my business, but at the same time, like they're not high enough. You know what I mean? And then like, I'm still like, financially, I'm like, man, what the heck is going on? Like I'm like, here and I can't get to that next step. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm always just staying at this plateau and it's great. And I'm still living a good life and I'm no complaints at all. But it's like, I need to get to that next step in my business and whatever that looks like. And so I think a lot of it is like charging what I think I need to charge.
Yeah.
And just sticking to my guns because I'm also like very like, when it comes to business stuff, I'm like, yeah, sure. You know what?
Right.
I
easiest.
usually charge this much, but I like you. I think you're a sexy person. Okay.
Yeah.
Sexy is not really. I don't know why I said
Yeah.
that, but like I like you. You're a homie. Okay, I'll charge like a third of what I usually do.
Yeah. All your clients watching the podcast or listening to the podcast are like, God,
That son of a bitch.
hopefully he gives up on that dream. But yeah. Well, it's also good to have a spouse that will call you because Molly does that to me as well.
Yeah.
Because you need that. And I would never say it's like a bad thing, but
No.
you do that to me sometimes.
Oh,
When
I do
tell
it.
you
To,
like
I do it to everybody.
and I don't
I do
mind
it. I do it literally to everybody.
Yeah.
And actually, it was one time we were at Willowa and we were all having drinks, and like I was having a conversation with friends to my right, but then my other friends were having a conversation about me to my left, and then I joined and was like, "Hey, what are you guys talking about?"
Hey,
They're like,
what's up, guys?
They're like, "We're talking about you and how you want everybody to have their own business," and they're like, "It's not bad. It's not bad. It's just like
It's just not good.
it's just like no. I mean, they're like you just you want everybody to succeed, and you want to And sometimes that's not the right way to go about it.
I think what it is a classic. It's like crypto. It's like you do crypto or you deal with crypto, so you want everybody to be into
well,
it.
and like maybe you make maybe you're making some good money on crypto. Like, oh, bro,
maybe not.
You should get into maybe you should get into crypto. Or I think it's just like I like. I mean, we don't need to talk about this. This is a total tangent and wild bunny trail.
I'm gonna shoot that bunny if that you ever. I'm gonna murder it.
I said it just because I knew I was going to get you. No, I think it's just like I want people to go off what you're saying like earlier, like where you were like, I want to follow my passion. Like there's something that like, you zone out on. You can work on for hours upon hours upon hours.
Right.
And then like you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't eaten, I haven't peed, like I've just been focused on making.
I haven't put on
this
clothes today.
Thing. It's just like that is something you should pursue. And so when I hear people talk about like, man, I really love this, I really love doing that, then I'm like, you should pursue that. Like here's some ideas of how to pursue that. Like, be a dream weaver, baby. Make your own dreams.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but I've also come to the conclusion, since my wife is probably the opposite of me in so many ways.
Yeah.
That there's some people that just aren't wired.
No, and that is
at all.
100% of what I'm realizing in this last just a few months, honestly.
Yeah. I could tell Molly, like, you never have to work again. Do whatever you want. And like she'd probably be like, oh, well, I'm just gonna be like more present with the kids and like homeschool. Like she would do something like, if you gave me all the time in the world, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to start this. I'm going to blah, blah, blah. And she would just be like, well, I'm going to spend more time with the kids and like make sure that they're
boring.
Loser. Those kids are not going anywhere. They've lost cause right from the start. No. But she just like, she's not driven by the same things that I am.
And I think it's taken me this long to realize like not everybody's wired for entrepreneurship or even to like do their own thing.
Yeah.
Some people just love the idea of like being told what to do. And that sounds weird to say, but like literally they want to clock in at 8 a.m., clock out at 5 p.m., and then have nothing to worry about after that.
Right.
And so, which is great for those people that want to do it. But for some reason, I've always been like, no, you shouldn't do that. You should do something completely freedom, you know, like go out here and make your own time
You should do
schedule.
your own thing. So if you ever get a car wreck and get hurt, you'll go completely bankrupt. It's awesome.
Have health insurance.
Yeah, well, I know.
Have health insurance.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah,
because
have car
better
insurance. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the military. The military has never rang with me like to join.
Yeah.
Because I cannot fathom.
But some people like grow up, you know, wanting to. So I think it's just like for like stuff like that, what we're talking about, like it has taken me a long time to be like, oh, wow, I should really just let them be what they want to be. Like I don't need to push anybody into their own corner or whatever. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be putting babies in corners.
Well, don't touch any babies. I'm going to give you that little tip right now. Yeah. No, I think it's just let people do what they want. It's kind of like it's kind of like religion. It's like when you're in the Christian faith, you're supposed to like win be fishers of men and like get all these people. Like if you're not converting
Cast
people,
your nets wide.
yeah, if you're not
baby.
converting people to Christianity, you're
What
not
the hell are
doing
you
what
doing?
God commanded you to do.
Yeah.
And then you meet somebody that's Muslim or something, and you're like, oh, you guys feel the same way like I do
Yeah, yeah.
about religion, and you're trying to win people over to, and it's like you realize you're all kind of just doing the same thing,
Yep.
and it's not, they're never going to come to your side
Yep.
and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So just let people do their
It works
thing.
for them. Yeah. No, so I think to say all that, it's like there's still growth happening. And I think I'm excited about 2022, you know. We're coming in hot too because I'm getting married like in the first 2 months of, you
Yep.
know,
That's going to be a pretty
gonna have a
crazy
bachelor
time.
party.
I know. I'll be there.
I don't know what we're really gonna do, but I have ideas.
Yeah. I think
We've talked about
a rough
it.
idea.
Laser tag.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's all I got. really.
Topless laser tag. We're going to do skins versus, what would you say? Not pants.
Bottoms.
Yeah. You get to choose if
Tops
you're going to
versus
lose.
bottoms.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh versus, the other
Yeah.
wearing pants. No, I think we're going to have a good 2022. We are going to hit the ground running here even after you get back from New York. We're taking next week off for the podcast, the 3rd, I think it
Yep.
is. And we'll be back the 10th.
Yep.
We're going to have a lot to catch up on. It's going to go back to the old kind of typical route that we do of what we're watching, what we've seen, what
Yeah.
we're working on,
Yeah.
and just catching up.
Yep.
Like that's what we do,
Yeah.
kind of anyway.
Yeah,
And-
I'm excited for 2022, man. But
I am
I always get excited for like the next year. There's so
Yeah.
many like endless possibilities.
The way I look at it is we've been building momentum each year. And I'm not looking at 2022 as like this 365 days that I have to like make some magic happen. I feel like we've already started.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like they say, if you're like waiting till January 1st to like start your diet, like
Yeah.
you're not that serious about it
No.
if you didn't start it right when you were
Like,
thinking about it.
100%
like
on it,
now.
yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
not doing it now, you're
Yep.
not going to stay.
We already got a little bit of a
I know. Steam way. We're
Yep. We got coal in the fire.
We're
just
steaming.
bustling along the train tracks.
God, you have a lot of words that I'm not sure that are words.
We're going around the mountain.
Plaguing my past. you got a lot of sayings. We're gonna.
I'm a tired boy today.
We're gonna have a
tired boy.
Steven shirt with the back is just gonna be bunny trails. Just
Yeah.
any phrase that you may or may not. have
That
made
would
up.
be fun. I would like that.
It would be long. Well, I appreciate you guys tuning in to another episode of Go Fix Yourself. You can find us on all major platforms and social medias everywhere. Like we said, we're taking next week off, but we will be back January 10th.
Yeah.
We thank you so much for tuning in. Check us out on YouTube.
Yeah, and happy 2022. And
Yeah,
happy
don't
holidays.
get too crazy.
Oh, you know what? We're not supposed to tell people what they should do. If they want to get crazy, you get crazy.
Just try not to die before you tune into the next episode, okay? That's all I got to say.
But yeah, make sure we want to get
want
that
that
download.
download.
Yeah, we want
We
that
want
download.
it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys next year.
Yo.
I had to say it.
Yeah, just. Oh man.
One last daddy joke.
Oh, see you in a year.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Thanks for tuning in. Kyle and Steven will be back with a new episode next week. In the meantime, check out GoFixYourselfPodcast.com. And remember to always go fix yourself.